Hey guys, Jay Anthony, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to do something kind of cool. Well, I think it's kind of cool. So a lot of people I talk to when they're first looking at the Rolexes and the Sportline range are kind of torn. They're not really sure what they want to go with. And I think a lot of people just kind of default to the safe choice, which is the most popular Rolex Sportline model, which is the Submariner. But there's another watch in that line, the Rolex GMT Master II, that I don't think a lot of people fully understand. And I think if you're interested in a Sportline watch in the Rolex range and you're looking at a Submariner, I really think you should take a look at the GMT Master. And again, a lot of people don't really understand the intricacies of these watches because they may look very similar to the untrained eye. However, they're actually quite different watches. They wear differently, their functions are differently, or functions work differently. And so I really think you owe it to yourself to kind of understand the different models, and you may decide that one is better suited for you. So for the sake of today's comparison, we're going to pit my Rolex 16710 GMT Master II against a Rolex 16613 Submariner. So those of you guys that have watched my channel before, you'll know that I used to own a 16610, which is the stainless version of the Submariner. The one for today's review is something I'm borrowing for this particular review, is a 16613. The 3 designates it as a gold model. However, two-tone gold model. However, I want you to keep in mind that that makes no difference on the function of the watch. So for all intents and purposes, whether or not the watch is gold or stainless steel, the stuff that I'm going to share with you today about these two different watches, understand that whether or not they're gold or stainless is kind of irrelevant to this example. So hope you guys really enjoy the review. I'm going to try to give you my own unbiased but in-depth opinion, or just kind of feedback on how these watches are in real life and what you can expect on features and content and how they wear. Wristwatch check for today. Wearing my Seiko Sarb 35. I freaking love this watch. Highly recommend it to anybody interested in JDM watches to take a look at this guy. Review on my channel is something you can go check out. If you want to check it out, I have a great review on it. Enough said, let's get straight to the watch review. Hope you guys enjoy it, and thanks so much for tuning in as always. Let's go check it out. Alright guys, let's go ahead and get this started. To my left, we have the L serial 1989 Rolex GMT Master II. In my right hand, we have the P serial 2001-ish Rolex 16613 Submariner in two-tone stainless and 18 karat gold. First thing you may already notice too is that the date on the Submariner is slightly bigger, and that probably has to do with the thickness of the crystal. Rumor is anyway, on the Rolex forums, it actually has a bigger magnification. You can't really see it as I tilt it, but the crystal on the Rolex sub is much thicker. Again, that's the one on the right. Obviously, hopefully too, as we'll go through, you'll notice the GMT Master on the left has the GMT hand at 5 o'clock, the sub does not, and it has the 24-hour bezel, which is the Coke, which is the black and red bezel. The sub has a traditional diving bezel. So let's go ahead and start with that bezel. This is a unidirectional bezel, a bi-directional bezel. You can turn it clockwise or counterclockwise, and as you can see here, I'm adding and removing time. So by rotating it, just those two positions, I've just advanced the time zone by 2 time zones or 2 hours. And you can track that different time by using the GMT hand at my thumb there, which is almost at 5 o'clock. Whereas the Submariner has a traditional diving bezel, or you would set that luminous dot at 12 o'clock right now. You'd rotate it counterclockwise, line it up with your minute hand, and use that to track your elapsed time underwater. If you want to see a better explanation and kind of how it works in practice, feel free to check out my review on this watch. I'll be more in depth about it. But 120 clicks around, it's a one-directional bezel, unlike again the GMT Master, which has a two-directional. Crowns, as you can see, also are quite immediately obviously different. The GMT Master Crown is about half the size of the crown on the Rolex sub. Apologize for the focus that goes in and out on this guy, but yeah, as you can see, there's an enormous difference. Why is that? Well, the GMT Master on top just has the traditional oyster crown, which is a screw down. However, the Submariner has the triple lock crown, which I'll show you in a sec, which is watertight. So if you look at the GMT Master, we'll go and screw this guy here. First position is winding, pretty traditional stuff here, nothing outside the ordinary. But if you go to second position, something a little bit different goes on. So if you track, there you go, you can see my hour hand there is now rotating around the dial, and I also just advanced the date that way. So not only in second position can you advance the date, but you can also independently move the hour hand to adjust time zones. Third position is hacking, as you can see now, and I'm also able to adjust the GMT hand. If you're curious about how these functions work in practice, feel free to check out my review on this watch. But in short, this watch is set up to quickly distinguish and change between independent time zones. As you can see, the crown there is quite small. There is no gasket there for water tightness. It's just a traditional screw down oyster crown. As you'll see now though, however, the Submariner is very different. So again, we have the triple lock crown, which as you can see immediately is significantly larger. Now, let me rotate it here in a sec. I'll see if I can show you the gasket. First position is winding as I just showed you. There you go. See that little black rubber in there? That's the gasket, and that actually is there for water tightness to prevent water from getting underneath the crown and compromising the watch. So traditional function, second position on the crown is adjusting the date. Pretty standard. There we go. If we want to pull it to third position, hacking as well, and again you can use that to set the time. Pretty standard features if you're aware with most general Swiss watches. Again, the takeaway here though is look at the size of that crown. And actually the case in general on this Submariner is significantly bigger. There's solid end links on this guy as well because it's a P serial. This is later. Bracelet's pretty nice, two-tone. This is back when Rolex bracelets were not the greatest, however, so there's 18K going down the center. Divers extension here. If you want to see more on how to use the divers extension, feel free to check out the review on this watch. I'll show it to you in that particular review. Again, this is kind of an older style Rolex bracelet. You see the lug holes there for quick removal of the bracelet. Those center links are hollow, by the way, in case you're curious. But yeah, the diver extension I'll show in my other video if you want to watch the full review on this watch. Standard flip fold over clasp. You'll see that it snaps in place. There's also a safety right here. Adds a little more security, especially if you're diving underwater. It's appreciated. It's typical oyster style bracelet. Screw and end links. I'll try to, no, that's the other side. Let me flip it over. There you go. There's one of the screw outs for the links. Pretty nice. As you'll see, the GMT Master is reasonably similar. So immediately though, you might notice from this angle that the end links are not solid, they're hollow. It's the way they used to be. But again, oyster style bracelet, typical. The clasp is a little bit different, a little bit smaller, fewer micro adjustments. But there's a standard, you know, stamped and it folds over. No safety on this guy, just it snaps into place. Pretty standard, old style, you know, oyster case. Screw out end link by my thumb there. Or screw out link by my thumb, and there's holes in the case as well to easily remove the bracelet. You don't really see it in this perspective, but the Submariner is actually significantly thicker than the GMT Master. It's mostly noticeable when you put it on the wrist, not so much from that angle. You know, side by side they look quite similar, however the Submariner is just a much chunkier watch. Also again at 9 o'clock you'll see that the GMT Master has that GMT hand, which of course the Rolex Submariner does not. That is an extra complication, and it's part of the 3185 movement this watch features. On the wrist, they may look quite similar, however, the Submariner wears much heavier and bulkier than the GMT. The GMT is significantly slimmer and more comfortable to wear. But, I mean, obviously they look quite similar, but as you can tell in practice, they're quite different. So hopefully this was helpful to you guys. Again, the GMT is the lighter, more comfortable watch. It has the time zone function. Submariner is much heavier, but it's also waterproof and a little bit more rugged. So different strokes for different folks. Tell me guys what you guys think below in the comments. I'd love to know which one you guys prefer. As always, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please let me know in the comments below what you think. Links to my social media accounts are below in the description. And if you wouldn't mind, if you haven't already, please subscribe and help share the word about my channel. Really appreciate it. Both these watches are icons. They're both awesome pieces. I'd highly recommend both. You know, again, if you want something a little bit lighter and more comfortable and you travel a lot, GMT Master's for you. Otherwise, the Sub is a great way to go if you want something rugged and just classic. So thank you guys as always for tuning in and have an awesome day.